Hi, everybody. It's time again for the Mikey and Al podcast, Between the Lines. I'm Mikey.
And I'm Al.
And I'm the guy who's getting paid to do this.
That's so true.
I hope.
It's like, do we need this guy?
And he's the guy who's being a complete dick today.
Yeah,
You know
a little
what?
bit.
I got all this fancy gear for myself. I'd say it was Christmas, but it was myself that bought all this stuff.
Yep.
You know what, though? You did
My
get
nephew,
You wanted
got,
to
my nephew
reinvent-
got these exact stands.
You wanted to reinvent the wheel, right? We had everything that was set up just fine,
Bullshit.
right? Al paid a bunch of money for it. You just threw it in the fucking trash.
Damn straight.
Yeah, and then
Damn
you
straight.
just went, instead of going from the
Yeah.
ground up, right? You went from the ceiling down. because
Ceiling down because that's how they do it.
that's
You
how
know
they do
what?
it.
I tell you
Look
what.
at any of the Rojogans or the Danju Bates or the Britney bitches. I don't know. Look at them all. They all do their
Yeah,
podcasts.
I'm
the
not
same
saying
way.
I'm not saying
We're
what
not
you did was
saying the-
wrong. It's the way you went about it. I don't
It's
think it
not-
was very
exactly
diplomatic. I
right.
think you could have had a softer touch.
Right.
A little
But
bit.
Or-
we're just putting it out there on the table.
Or
What?
I don't know. I don't have a thought. I just thought that
Hey.
something would come to me.
Oh,
You know,
yeah,
though-
like, yeah, maybe an apology, being really
I think we both
aggressive.
know I'm not mature enough.
You
for
know,
that.
Mike and I are raised in an age where we're frugal. I mean, we
I mean, don't
we
put
literally
yourself in
had-
the same age as Mike. He's got 10 years on you at least.
Yeah, exactly. He's
Yeah, we're similar.
You know
we remember
what?
the '80s.
But
Why
we're
do you
similar too in a different way.
Well, yeah, we're just like,
just old.
Like,
Can you
Twilight
believe you
Zone.
stole me under the fucking bus like that? You got 10 years on me?
What?
Like I'm walking around with a fucking cane or some shit.
Oh, I know. No, yeah, he's not
Yeah,
that
right?
old. He just has a bunch of kids.
Exactly. I got 30.
That's the immediate age. That's what
That
ages
does
you.
age you,
It
though.
ages you. That's
It
like he's
does
like
age you.
President Obama going in looking
Oh, he looked great.
looking
Handsome guy.
amazing,
Young.
coming out looking like George Bush
Oh, looking shriveled up.
in his first day of presidency.
Yeah, they
I
sh-
think
it
that
shrivels people.
happens to all of them, though. If you look at this guy now, he can fucking barely talk.
Well,
I
I'm
mean,
that
at the
saying
was
same
before.
time.
our current president looked like that before he
That was
went in.
before.
Well, that's true
beforehand,
too.
And
That's
our
true.
last president, and the president. No, that was Obama. The president before him, that was also Obama. The president before him.
You know, though, that leads me to a topic that we were talking about as far as divorce. You were telling me something, Nick. You
What?
were saying, I don't know why, but it leads
The
me
young,
to
yeah, the
young,
young.
versus
Some-
old or whatnot.
some-
What's
Slow it
better to get married? What age? What kind of thing? And please, everybody out there, feed into this conversation because this is an interesting conversation in terms of, you know, in today's world with all the speed that's going on and dynamics of relationships and whatnot, it was interesting to speak with Nick about what he feels like if you get married earlier in life, does it last or should you get married later in life? What do you think, Nick?
Okay, I was saying, it's just this occurred to me that if you get married younger, I
Yeah.
feel like you're more likely to break up with the person. Okay, maybe not, because now I'm creating counter arguments to my own argument.
Well, no. When
But
you get
I'll
older,
share
you're
those
going to
later.
become a
Alright.
different person. Both
when
of
you're
you.
older, you're more mature. You know what you want, so you don't go into marriage quickly. Or normally, most older adults won't go into a marriage. Maybe they go into it quickly, but that's because either they'll be resigned to the fact that they're not going to find anyone better, and they're willing to deal with that, or they found somebody they know what they're willing to put up with from previous experiences, and they know what they're not willing to put up with from previous experiences.
See, now, you know what? First of all, you
Age brings
set,
maturity.
Mike, you got to set parameters. Okay, so when you say age, what kind of age dynamic are we
Any
talking
age,
about?
more age. The
Now,
age
wait-
dynamic doesn't matter after you're 20. I mean, after you're 30. After you're 30, the distance of 40 years is, good for you. Good for the 70-year-old in that sense. But once you're 30 or older, age is just a number going up.
Are you out of your mind?
Well, he's not. He's not even
He-
30. So.
He's not even 30.
I mean, it's a
That's
theory,
the
right?
problem. That's a theory.
No,
and
no,
I think
no,
you
no.
have a good. Okay.
I'm saying once you're 30, you've had 10 years of dating.
Uh-huh.
And 10 years is long enough.
Yeah.
I know how to shit right now because I've had at least
Well,
10
most
years
people are
of
not
good
going to be
poops,
dating,
right?
But wait a minute. Now, most
Not a
people.
good analogy. You're a pig.
I know you are a pig.
You are.
All right, I know how to ride a bicycle now,
But
and I can
most-
do it with the guitar
You could ride a bicycle
and
with a
play
guitar.
the guitar, right?
You sound like a madman.
Well, you
While
filmed me
playing
this. We
guitar.
filmed this,
I've
right?
seen you,
Yeah,
yes.
we
Yeah,
filmed
classical.
this.
Yeah.
And It's because I've had at least 10 years of practice riding a bicycle. I know what to do, and I know how to balance, and I know how to manage my expectations of falling. And I'm trying to make this analogy more akin to dating than like, hey, look at
start
this cool
wrapping it
party
up.
trick.
Bring it in.
Bring it in.
Bring it around. Bring it around.
Well, we have to
Bring it
record at
home.
least an hour for me to get 30 minutes, so I got to keep it flowing, you know. So
No,
my,
I mean wrap your point up.
Bring your
my point.
argument
Yeah,
up.
no.
my point is the longer
not
you
asking-
have, the longer you've had on this planet, the more you have realized what you're willing to put up with and what you're not willing to put up with, whether that's from previous relationships or your own personal, family relationships.
Right.
Or if you're just so lonely that after 10 years or 20 years or however many years, you just don't care.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying going from the age of 20, after 10 years from the age of 20. So once you're 30, either you don't care or you know what you're looking for.
Yeah, but isn't
Well, some
Mike,
people do find true love early.
Some people do.
believe
I'm not
that.
saying everybody.
So
I'm saying more likely because it's 50.
and
it's
younger-
still 50%.
I could tell you 3
is.
people that I went to high school with.
I mean,
flip a coin.
we'd have to look at statistics. People who get married who are
Testicularly,
past 45 or whatever, and people who are 18 to like 44.
Well, if I
See who gets divorced.
I,
well,
more
Al
often.
shares
will
an
tell.
opinion
I
here.
will tell you a few things that
And that would probably just answer that question.
I've recognized that I went to high school with a few, probably 3 couples that I can name right now, which I won't, but they went. I mean, from 18 years
I
old,
want their names.
they basically were married, and they've been married ever since. The problem, I think, once you become 20 years old and you're not in that kind of relationship or whatnot, you don't find that quote unquote significant out of there. In your 20s, you're really trying to find yourself, right? So, I mean, how many people are dating from 20 to 30 the same person? I mean, that's a tough call, right?
Right.
That's a tough
And
call.
I feel like if those end, it kind of ruins you for the rest of the next 10 years. Or you go straight into trying to find somebody to get that feeling back of safety and security. Because that's all we're searching for in a lasting relationship is security, knowing there's somebody there that will always be there for us.
yeah.
Right? And that somebody that we can rely on and trust.
Wow, that's a Hallmark card. Thank you, Nick.
Is that not what you're looking for in a
know what the
relationship?
fuck you're
What are you
talking-
looking for in a relationship?
No, I mean
Sex
that's.
is
I mean,
sex.
at the end of the day, that's true. But at the same time, the way you put it,
If
was
you're willing to
just,
go
it was
gay,
beautiful.
sex is easy. I'm just
No,
saying. So
stop.
that was my point.
Nope, we're
Oh.
not going there. But at the same time, as you get older, you get set in your ways too, right?
You do.
Absolutely,
You
but
get
you
sent your way.
find
You do,
somebody who is just as set
More
in
suitable.
similar ways.
Well, I think as you get older, you know what you want more, right?
And
Yeah.
people are less
listen,
likely to cheat on you.
Nick, listen. So you closes the field
Sure.
as far as the amount of people that you'll actually consider, but because you're considering more considerably who you consider, then the likelihood of meeting that person out of the billions of people in the world is lesser than it was when it didn't matter who you met at a bar in your 20s. Is something like that?
I
Or you're just young and dumb, you like all the same shit.
Or you're figuring out what you like.
well, in your
Yeah.
20s, aren't you really going out there? And I mean, from what I was doing, or what I can remember.
No, share
doing.
What were you
share all
doing?
the sordid affairs.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
what were you
basically,
doing?
when you're in your
20s, please.
20s, what you're doing is you're
Right.
going out there, you're trying to figure out who you are. You're
Yeah,
trying to.
hey, I'm Mike. How
you're-
you doing?
Exactly.
Yeah, hey,
You're like,
dog.
yeah, what are you
Buy you a
doing?
drink?
Dog.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So everybody's out there trying to find who they are. They're trying to get that everybody's lying about how much they make.
Yeah.
Everybody's lying about all their attributes, because what you're trying to do in your 20s, you're trying to establish that with somebody, or somebody that you find or you meet or whatnot. And many times it doesn't work. So you go through your 20s trying to find that person that you think you may be able to be compatible with, in my opinion, for the rest of your life. And many times it doesn't work. But you know what? Really? And see, he just fucking hit me.
Many times it
Well,
doesn't work.
I did the opposite. I went through my 20s looking for people I wasn't compatible with.
Did you really?
Kind of. I didn't want cut the fucking shit. All right?
Yeah.
I'm sick of the clown shoes. Look, you just shifted the lighting and this stupid little flimsy dick you got in front of my face. Making me look
But
like
you
a-
know what?
My dick isn't flimsy.
Oh, God.
I've
right.
got
Hey,
big Nick energy.
Nick,
Mm.
Nick.
The thing is, in your 20s,
You sound like some kind of like a like a marsupial
yeah, exactly.
in the rainforest.
That's what I was.
Yeah, it's like holy shit, man.
Well,
What was it?
Tell us. You're in your 20s, so what are you looking for? I mean, what are you?
I'm in my 20s, but I've always been, and this is in the worst way, self-critical. I think that's a byproduct of how I was raised.
Not enough in my book.
Yeah, well, I'm very confident in my abilities in certain areas. It's
I don't
just
know what
getting
that
to those
means.
areas,
I don't
getting
know
to
what
those
that-
areas
does
with
that mean
females nowadays.
He's conquering the world sexually. He's a
Yeah,
young man.
is that what he's saying?
He
But-
thinks he's the
Basically,
greatest lover in the
theoretically.
world.
Well,
Let him-
everybody
very
thinks they're the greatest
confident.
love in the
Thank
world.
you, I
I am
know.
very confident.
I'm very
That you
confident
are.
in my
I
abilities.
am very confident
That
in
you
my
are.
abilities.
Any guy in their 20s are very confident in their fucking abilities. Don't give me that
But
bullshit.
I've got a natural leg up,
Oh, of course you do.
a third
Yeah.
leg up.
You know, I could tell
Oh,
that about you.
stop.
I could
Yeah,
tell that about
I
you.
could
But here's the
tell,
thing.
yeah.
You look like
You can't share that with women. That's such a douche,
sure
such a
what?
douchey thing to do.
What? That you're a
The-
douchebag?
That you got any kind of natural.
You know what you should
Well,
do?
you're not supposed to.
You're
That's-
not.
There's no
It's
tact
not,
in
that's
that.
not a gentleman.
Why
have
can't
to-
you just
you
introduce
have to
shouldn't
yourself?
approach
get them-
women as a sex object in the first place.
Well, you
Oh,
could
yeah,
just say,
just
"Hey,
get
I'm
them-
Unless
Nick."
you're going to try sex, try and have sex. If that's what
You
you're
could
trying
say,
to have,
"I'm
go.
Nick. I'm a
Or make
douchebag."
I can't be. I'm not a douchebag.
Or make love.
I can't do
I
that.
know that. Okay, so what do you want to do? You so want to? So what is
I
your
just like
what is
to-
your theoretical goal in your 20s? Like what do you-
Find a career that I enjoy.
We got to get back.
Okay.
We
No,
got
we're
to
talking
we got to
And
bring
while
it
I'm
back
young
on
and
path.
full of energy,
we gotta get
save
back
as
on-
many lives.
We
And
got to get back on course here.
well, while I'm still naive, I want to experience as much as I can, and I want to believe that I'm changing for the better. And until I'm old and
Well, you're
grumpy-
not. I've known you for a long time.
right? But until
steady regression.
steady decline.
Yeah,
ever
descent
since I put white makeup on your face when you were 14,
spiral. Yeah.
No, but you
Well,
know
let's
what?
not talk.
Let's talk
It
about.
always
you
makes
bring
me.
that up every
Let's
time.
talk about the flip side of divorce because you know what? I didn't.
No, I
real-
couldn't. I would never get married.
Okay,
Divorce. Your father. No.
No, neither of my. Actually, both of my parents were at least divorced.
They
once.
were divorced, but
Yeah.
that didn't affect you.
Well, no,
That actually helped
They-
you.
they did. It did because
That
I
actually,
wouldn't be here,
yeah. So other people's misery contributed to like you having a good,
and I contributed to other people's misery. Yeah,
interesting.
and you're okay with that.
absolutely.
You look like you're happy about it.
I'm not happy, but I'm making up for it. You
My
know,
parents divorced. You think it's fucking funny?
I'm not saying
It's
it's
a
funny.
broken
I'm
home.
saying 50%. Hey, 50%
Broken
of
home. Is
homes
Dad
are broken.
coming this weekend?
You're-
No,
you're-
Dad's
you're
drunk.
little-
He's not coming.
I'm
Oh, he
here.
said he was going to buy me
I
this.
see
He said he
you.
was going to buy me that. You know, the Murphys have all the fucking. They have all the Star Wars figures in,
Listen,
in
listen,
that
I see
the
you,
Darth
I
Vader
hear
box
you.
that folded out. No, I'm going to talk.
I hear you. I see
I know.
you.
I'm just kidding.
I feel you, but
They divorced.
50%
My
of
parents
homes are
divorced.
broken. 50, 50, half.
But did you
Yeah.
know?
Medio.
Did you know this though? I didn't
Well,
know.
that doesn't make sense because that would
Isn't
mean
it kinda
only
weird?
that would mean only one person in every relationship gets divorced.
No,
It's impossible.
no. 50% of people get divorced.
I know,
That's
just-
true.
Just being kind of like
It's
a,
50.
that was like that was a Marx Brothers
No,
joke.
Yeah, 50%
Kinda-
of
kinda
marriage,
joke,
shit,
kinda
married,
fuck.
married people,
50% of
married
marriages end
people,
up in divorce,
Yeah.
and second marriages 75%.
Did you get the way I put it? It was a joke.
and that
That's true. But guess
that
what?
begs the question:
Guess what?
how are people stupid enough to do it twice?
Guess what though? Guess who instigates
Well,
divorces?
you gotta have faith in love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right?
What is love?
Guess
Baby,
who
don't
instigates
hurt me.
divorces the majority of the time?
The younger ones.
Nope.
The older
80% of
ones?
the time. in
Oh,
a
probably
divorce-
cheating and shit.
Nope.
They
Finance.
figured out they were gay.
Are you gonna let me?
Finance.
Are you gonna let me answer my own question because it was sort of a rhetorical
Yeah, Nick.
question. I was
Nick,
gonna fucking
Nick,
give you
Nick,
the
Nick,
answer,
Nick,
Is it
but you
German
gave me all
people?
these stupid fucking answers.
Is it German people?
No, it's not.
Nick. You gotta tap the brakes.
Ow,
Nick,
ow.
Nick.
Were you married?
I was married.
Did you get divorced?
I did get divorced.
Were you from Germany?
Yeah.
Oh, and the truth is out there.
Okay. So anyway,
Just a quick
Believe it
break.
or not.
Remember to follow at Mikey Now Podcast on
Yes.
Instagram, on the Twitter,
On the
on
Twitter.
the TikTok,
TikTok.
and the Facebook page, which will be
Facebook.
linked to all of those.
didn't
So,
realize this, but 80% of divorces are initiated by whom?
the man,
Wrong.
the woman.
The women.
Okay, well, what? They get unhappy. They realize that they're no longer willing to exist. The kids grow up.
You know what?
I
I
feel
haven't
like a
figured
lot
that
of
one
them-
out.
I think
feel like a lot of
women
them-
are honestly starting to progress, in a
which is
way.
good.
Yeah, and men
Yeah.
are
Men have never-
are more. Can you shut up? Can you just shut up? Or do you want to finish what the fuck I'm thinking?
Exactly.
At this moment.
Can you
Holy
let him
shit.
fucking finish sentence?
This
The
was
Jesus
week 2. We got
Christ.
over fucking stepping on each other's
I
lines. You have fucking a theater background. Come on.
Is that this might be?
Let him finish his thought.
Fucking hit him,
Jesus
like,
Christ.
Split the skull wide open.
You are off
I
your
could use the
Adderall
money. Do
as
it.
of tonight. No
Ow.
more fucking Adderall. But go ahead.
I'm gonna cut that shit out.
what?
Go
Fuck
ahead,
this.
Mike.
I'm sending a photo to his mom. There you go, big jerk.
Why
Mike,
do you have
finish
my
your
mother's
thought.
number, Mike? Women are progressing, and men.
Oh, women are more progressive, right? And men are reluctant to be to progress in that way by nature. I think they're a little more. They're a little more stubborn, you know. They're a little more traditional, less likely to, I guess, evolve.
I think
Something
roles
like that.
sometimes
It could
have
be,
changed
maybe I don't
too.
know what I'm talking.
You know what? But I think roles sometimes have changed. I mean, it used to be. It seemed to be. Remember the old Leave It to Beaver kind of days, where women had this role and men had this role and whatnot, and they've sort of come together over time, whatnot. It's hard to define whose role is what, and I think women are just a lot more independent. So they're like, I don't need this guy or whatever the case may be. Where guys most likely are less likely to initiate a divorce because they're sort of comfortable in a relationship, They don't realize they're maybe douchebags in a relationship.
You know what
but
it you know what it is too is honestly is the prospects after the divorce
That's true.
of
too.
winding up with something is greater if you're a woman. So like if you're a guy, you're not thinking about divorcing and I can't wait to give away half of everything I have.
You can, yeah,
But
exactly.
if you're thinking about divorcing somebody and you're thinking about getting half of what
Yeah.
they have, it's a little more enticing.
I agree. The hardest part is of divorce, obviously.
Depends.
I think I didn't come from a divorced household, although I am divorced.
You're
I-
one of
and
one
I-
of two.
I have 3 sons. That was probably the hardest thing that I
Did you know he had
had
kids?
to.
My parents divorced.
Yeah.
Asshole.
See, and you know what? I
Asshole.
to be honest,
I was torn
Mike,
from my
Mike,
family.
You're an
Mike.
asshole.
Mike,
I'm
I was
sorry.
trying. It was.
No, you're great, Nick. Thanks for laughing in my face every
But
time.
I was trying. This was like a heartfelt moment for
know.
me, and then he just fucking jumps it again.
You know what?
He was doing not I almost said Nazi faces.
No, but you
he
just
was
don't-
doing. I know.
He doesn't let somebody finish. I mean, this was like I was going.
Let him-
I was
What a
gonna,
heartfelt moment were you
segue
going to tell us
in
Nick,
about how you
Nick,
have
to
3
how
kids?
hard
Nick,
it
take it
was
easy.
for me.
You have 3
Nick,
kids.
bow silence for
Oh
3
my
minutes.
God.
You know
Now
what?
he's like,
Let's
you
do
have
it. I
3
got a
kids.
timer right here. I'm not going to talk for 3
You know
minutes.
what is funny?
Fuck
He's
you
like,
guys.
Yeah,
All
now
right,
you got 3
1,
kids.
2.
Like he doesn't know I have 3
3.
fucking kids.
Go.
Yeah, I got 3 kids. It was one of the hard. Now I can't even do it anymore because you just ruined it for me.
You know what else was one of the hardest things I ever had to deal with?
What?
My
3
penis.
minutes. Like 5.5 seconds.
Swear to God.
Fucking
Must
unbelievable,
be
man.
good to be in your 20s and so naive.
I already said I'm naive. I know I'm naive.
No, you don't.
You don't know you're naive yet.
I mean, what do you mean you don't know you're naive?
I
You
yet?
was
don't know
gonna
you're
break your
naive
balls.
until
Every
you're a little
mistake you
older.
make is naivety showing its ugly face.
Yeah, but usually it's under like ignorance.
Yeah, exactly. So where did I go? Well, I was trying to pour my heart out with the 3 kids and all, but but no,
is that what you were doing when you had 3 kids? You were pouring your heart out?
Oh,
3 times in a row.
so
You're a
fucking
piece of shit, Nick.
gross.
Nick, you're a piece of shit.
My
Talking
point
about
is-
bodily fluids
exactly.
like that sort of
It's just bodily
in that sort of manner. you're a PIGP.
Yeah,
Does he not sound like the Joker?
I do.
does.
I do.
really
I'm practicing. Can you hire me, DC? I need
Listen,
something.
Nick.
So
Nick,
are we
my
off
life.
divorce now because he just segued into something else? And
I
it's
guess. Are we off divorce?
Yeah, let's talk
unbelievable.
about how I laugh during sex. How's that? All right.
Let's talk about how.
Okay,
you
yeah. I
laugh
guess we
during
can't
sex.
elaborate much more because then you get into too much of the details and it'll be like an hour.
Yeah, and we're at
Uh,
we're
so,
at-
so what's the next topic?
Well,
I'm
we
going
were-
to jump into the next topic. So,
Oh, go
Mike,
ahead.
Okay, yeah.
you went down, from what I understand, you went down to Florida this weekend, or you were down there last week.
I was there for 4 days.
4 days.
Yep.
So what's
Visiting-
going on? How was it?
It was good. I was visiting my pops.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We went to a gator, kind of like a place. where
What's,
I
like-
handled gators?
Like
you know?
alligators?
Alligators.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought you were thinking. I was
I
talking
was down
about
in
the
Florida. fan boats.
UTVs. I was
It
thinking.
was a fan boat, kind of like tour, and then they had gators in there too. So they had baby gators, which I held a baby gator that was like 1.5 feet long.
I think I saw that clip. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was holding it, the thing like pissed all over the guy.
Yeah.
And then I was scared of it. And he said, just toss it back, And I figured you got to be pretty good distance.
Yeah.
So I threw it from like 6 feet away and launched it into the tub, And the lady was like, holy shit, what the hell's wrong with you? And I didn't want, I thought it would snap back and bite my hand off or something.
Well, that's what I'm
my
thinking.
finger,
Even though
rip
it's a
right
foot
through the
long, these
nail.
things, I mean, they got teeth that'll just rip right
They'll
through
fuck
you,
you
right?
up. And there's a baby.
Yeah,
But,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
the mouth is that of like a big dog,
Right.
but fierce.
Yeah.
Arf.
And then I grabbed the tail of like a 24-foot gator.
I think I saw that too.
Why?
Yeah.
Now, did you take a boat
Why?
right out into the marsh?
Because the guy bet me like $100 that I couldn't grab him by the tail and then like swing him right into the pond.
Did you?
Not really, because I couldn't move him, but I did yank him over, and he swung over, and he almost got me right in the face.
Come on, did he
Why?
really?
Why
Yeah.
would you do this?
What?
Because he bet him
$100?
$100.
I'll give you $100 to never do something like that again.
No, I went in there under like just a friendly kind of like, hey, come on in, as an opportunity. And then I went in there, and the guy's grabbing the tail, and he's like, come on, man, he ain't gonna bite you.
Yeah,
I
he's all
shit my
opportunity.
pants, and I chickened out a bunch of times. And then I just went and I touched the tail, and I ran out.
Did
Ah,
you
makes
do?
so much
Did you
sense,
do
yeah.
a
Them
marsh?
chicken shit.
Did you do a marsh run or whatever in the boat?
Yeah.
Where you went through the whole
fan boats.
One of those fan boats.
Yeah, cranes going out.
I did
flying.
that. I can remember, and this is many years ago when I was married.
Oh, 1943?
Jesus Christ! Can I hit him? Can we shoot him, hit him, or what?
That's considered
Anyway,
child abuse.
It is child
And if I
abuse
hit back, it would be elder abuse. So I don't think I'd take
So
the extra
anyway-
penalty there.
Come on.
There's two things I'm afraid
You're the
of.
one who's going to have to edit this.
Well,
so
that's
don't
true, too.
complain when we run
I'm
over
gonna edit
X
all
amount of
I'm gonna
time.
edit all these me fucking without jokes right into it.
I don't give a shit
Two
what you do.
things. Two things.
I don't
I'm-
care anymore.
Exactly.
You blow a guy for no.
Wait, no, finish that. Because anything you say after that's going to be a yes with
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
All right, go back.
All
up.
right, come on.
You were
No,
first
what I'm
married,
saying
just
is
married.
I can remember quite some time ago we did an alligator farm tour, and they had one of those boats, and it scared the shit out of me because you're on one of these fan boats, right? So it has the fan in the back and whatnot. And this guy is going topsy-turvy in the fucking water, and there's alligators all over the place. And you're thinking, okay, if this thing turns in any way, shape, or form, because they told us at that point in time, there's really no chance of this boat turning over.
Mm-hmm.
I guess because of the big-ass fan, but it didn't make me feel any better because the water was coming in and out of the boat, and I was thinking, never again. And then I can also remember what happened was, I was with, at that time, the family and my nephews, and they were trying to show the gator. So what they did was they taped the gator's snout shut.
Yeah.
So it couldn't snap or bite you. They wanted to show it. And for whatever reason, the gator sort of finagled and fell to the ground, and that thing was quick into the water. The guy freaked out. You know why he freaked out?
Because it's going to go in there and starve.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. He freaked out. He was like, "Wow!"
Oh, man.
And I never know if they got, if they were able to find that gator and whatnot. But it was a little baby gator, probably the same size that you had, but they wrapped its snout.
Oh.
And he just was
Well,
he ran
that's
into the
fucked
fucking
up.
water. Isn't that
Yeah.
fucking up? So he's sitting
Yeah,
there, he
its
can't
mouth's
open his
taped and it
mouth.
can't- yeah, it keeps
He can't eat
lunging at
nothing like
things.
that. So that was a pretty shitty thing.
I mean,
Gators.
them's good eatings. Is all I can say.
Gator tail. Yeah, while I was down there, all my dad ate was gator tail.
Did he really?
Yeah, that and veggie burgers. Loves
Those
them.
are two very
That
weird.
extra strong coffee.
That is a very weird.
Right.
Yeah.
I know, he's
Ew.
like a pescatarian.
I mean,
What?
I don't know.
ew.
Well, it's big down there.
You know, when
Yeah.
I
don't know if you
a lot of people would probably want to know, were you able to check out the new shop?
I was. It was beautiful.
You like the place?
I did.
I've been there.
I did. I was a little irritable when I landed.
Okay.
Because I needed a break. It was more like a retreat. So
Right.
I landed. We went to the shop.
You went straight there?
Yep. Had the ribs.
Okay.
Speaking to the mic.
Delicious. Then we went back to the farm. My father has like a bunch of rescue animals.
Yeah.
But every animal you'd find on a farm. And that was really peaceful. And, it was a whirlwind tour of going out to eat,
Yeah.
which I'm not big on, but my
Yeah.
father and his wife were very big on that. And then, I wasn't there very long, and I went home.
So,
But I spent evenings on the porch, at night, and they have the nice Spanish oak hanging from the, and the moo, and you hear the whinny of the horse and all that
Oh.
shit.
that's cool.
And crickets.
Sounds like a movie.
Especially since it's winter up here. Oh, it looks just like a movie from the 30s or something.
That's
cool.
really cool.
That is
Like
cool.
National Velvet or something, or the beginning of The Wizard of Oz. And I'd be sitting there with my dad at night,
Yeah.
and with rocking chairs, and I figure we're gonna have this talk, we're gonna have this bonding moment.
Yeah.
And the whole time he's just like doing TikTok, like a teenager. He's just sitting there, and he can't see. So
So you thought you were going to have this intimate.
and he also can't hear, so he's got it blaring. So I'm trying to enjoy like the atmosphere and stuff, and I like just sitting there with him. That's enough for me.
Exactly.
But he's got it blaring where like just boom, 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 and then it goes to the other one. Hey, 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 hey,
Well,
hey.
you were waiting for some like father and son kind of
Something,
like.
or put the fucking thing
like a
down. How old are you? Put it
You're
down.
like, I'm
Why'd you-
down here
why-
to sit. Why the fuck
Well,
did
why-
you invite me down
Yeah,
here?
and like, why is he down here? Like, it seems like you should be in the city or something at an internet
Yeah.
cafe or hanging out with your grandkids. Oh, you get that? Oh yeah, you get that swipe. I learned to swipe.
Right. That's
So it was
what's
a lot
funny
of-
is that
but it was
like,
great seeing him and hanging out.
I
with
can
him,
see
man.
the old man doing
And
that.
he's a hoot. Yeah, he got pissed off one time. His wife likes to plan trips and stuff. Like I would have been cool just like waltzing around the place,
Yeah.
and just talking to the animals, like some
Sure.
kind of a lunatic, because I really needed like a mental break,
Just to get away.
And she planned like a glass bottom boat tour of this place, Crystal River,
Mm-hmm.
and it was supposed to be lovely. And my father couldn't get it in his head that it wasn't a lazy river where you bring your like you go to a
Like
resort or something with
Like
kids.
a tube and just cruise
Yeah,
around
you just
the
cruise on the
fucking-
river.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
we get there, and we're all getting out of the car, and there's 5 of us, and he's the only one with shorts. The guy's like, "Why'd you bring your shorts?" He's like, "What the fuck? What the fuck is this?" He was all
I
pissed.
can already see him now.
Oh, he was pissed.
Oh, that's funny
Oh
shit.
man, we got out of there.
Oh my
And we ate
god.
some Mexican food that was delicious.
Joan's the
It was a
best.
nice time.
She's really good.
His wife is a wonderful, patient,
She
beautiful
really
woman.
is. She really is.
She's kind.
Yeah, well, take us back to the shop because I'm sure a lot of people are. A lot of people want to know your impression about the new place in terms of.
Oh, it's nicely run.
It is. Right? I mean, from what I saw I like the outdoor indoor kind of component. That's pretty cool. I think they did a good job there.
what the fuck, Al?
What?
Why is that even on
Hey,
there?
hey, it's not time for that one.
It's not.
Why is that it?
Well, we
All
can
the
talk
others
about,
are good.
we can talk about why it's off limits.
We were actually in a groove here about the shop, and I think it's sort of cool. A lot of people would like to know about it.
You know,
and then,
Nick?
I'm just asking you
Nick,
why
you got
that's
a lot
on
of
that
work
board,
to do on
Al.
yourself.
all right, so
Mike.
Yeah.
Nick,
I model myself after you, so anything you see
Don't
is just
do that.
as a mirror.
take.
That's
so-
why I see a steady decline in every bit. Every
So-
bit of you.
So the shop, I saw a lot of differences. In terms
Give you a
of
steady decline.
the shop in New York versus down there, I like the aspect that you have that outside location and whatnot. That's really cool how they built that out.
Yeah, they got a big venue outside.
Yeah,
It's like 2,000 people for music.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that
They get
was
big
pretty
acts and stuff. But their restaurant, how the restaurant here was really, it's kind of,
Yeah,
it
I
was
got
shit.
you.
And my father's not a restaurateur. He doesn't claim to be. The people who run it down there,
He never claimed
who's
to be.
hooked up with,
Nope.
really know how to run the restaurant. It's really nice and smoothly run. Everybody's hustling. Everybody's moving around. Everything's
Been there.
clean. Everything's nice. The food was fucking dynamite. I'm not being paid to say this.
No, I know. I mean,
Just hoping to get another free rack of ribs.
I've had the food there, and the food is absolutely great.
So I'm
And I
happy
think
for him.
all-
He's
yeah.
associated with that. He doesn't have to be yelling at people and like throwing burgers across the fucking
He
the
just got
kitchen.
he's got to show up and say hello to people and
Yep.
and do his thing, and
That's it.
I think that's awesome.
Yes,
I
it's
really
good
do.
for him. And he's got a little shop in the back that he fabricates.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice little garage.
Yep.
You know, it's perfect for him.
And I think that's awesome. And down in Florida, I mean, you're riding all year round. So unlike New York, you know, that was a big problem up here, I guess, because, you know, although the restaurant and the shop was open year round,
Uh-huh.
I mean, typically, you know, most people, they're going to utilize the winter. I mean, the spring and summer is going to be your high area. And then, you know, come wintertime, you're going to be shut down a little bit. You know what I mean? So I mean, I was really impressed on how they built the shop. And then you had that
I'm
Harley.
sorry, Nick.
You had
Sorry.
that Harley
okay.
Davidson dealership
Give
right
me,
next
like, a
door,
cat face in the post.
which is cool too. You know.
All this shit. You keep bumping the equipment that you set up.
Oops, I did it again.
Number one.
So
right?
did you
know- what was that?
But it's
So did you
licensed.
run into a couple fans, people like, hey Mikey, what's up? How you doing? That kind of thing, or no?
My father gets noticed. So that
Of
kind
course,
of
yeah.
with the fan boat thing and the wrestling and the alligator stuff, that was added because they were fans of the old man.
Right.
You know.
But when you went to the shop, though, I mean, when you went to the
Oh,
restaurant,
there,
or
yeah.
whatnot,
Oh, yeah. Of course.
yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Yeah.
like, hey Mikey, you had to do the whole autograph thing and all
Yeah.
that good stuff. Good.
Yeah. It was nice to say hi to people.
It is. That's a really cool thing.
As our enthusiasm starts to wane, I think we're going to wrap this
We're
up.
gonna wrap this up.
Between the Lines podcast at Between the Lines podcast. No, I'm sorry. At Mikey and Al. Mikey at Mikey
and Al
podcast.
.net
There's absolutely no .net there. My partner is having a strong.
.band
Yeah, .bandcamp.
.org.
At Mikey and Al podcast on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok, on I believe that's it. Then we have our Mikey and Al podcast. You can see it posted to the Michael Teutul page every once in a while. If you follow Michael Teutul for God knows what reason, but if you follow me, like you should already be, you can listen to a podcast. That's likely where we're gonna be.
You
So
should suck our dicks.
once again, my name is.
You gotta
let's end
keep
on
that.
Let's end on
You
that. Let's
fucking
end on
dick.
that.
You
Okay.
gotta keep that.
I'm sorry.
So my name is Nick,
I'm Mike.
I'm out.
and from all of us here,
We love you.